Happy New Year, and here we are again at the beginning of term 3. Well, here we are again. So this letter to you, which is both face-to-face, as you see me now, and in writing for you to read, is obviously about the announcement last night of another national lockdown. So the government have announced that all schools will close as of 3:25 yesterday afternoon, and this is inevitably going to bring us to February half term, as was announced by Mr. Johnson last night. So of course I want to go through with you what this means for us at King's Academy Ringmer and how we're going to help and support you and your family during the lockdown. So the government have made some crucial announcements, very similar to last time, and please forgive me if I read these to you slightly because it is important that I get this right. Children of critical workers will be able to come into school as usual, and the definition of critical worker is given by the government, and you will be able to click on a link to this in the electronic version of this message. Children with EHCPs will be able to attend school as usual, and children with other vulnerabilities will be required to attend school. Now it's the discretion of us as a school and through government guidance which decides what a vulnerable student is, and we will contact you individually if we feel that your son or daughter needs to be attending school. So for these groups that I've noted above, the school may be open during February half term. We have yet to have guidance on that, but that is a possibility as it was earlier in the year and last year, so we will keep you posted again on that. If you are a critical worker and you feel that you will not be able to go to work if your son or daughter is not in school, you will need to email Mr. Madriaga by noon on Wednesday. Then we can make the arrangements to get your son and daughter into school. Once again, you will need to be able to provide evidence of your employment, and we will also be asking you to fill in a couple of other forms, the detail of which I will go into later on. As with the previous lockdown, the guidance is that if at all possible, you should stay at home for education. But we do appreciate that for some of you it is essential that you go to work and therefore your son or daughter come into school. I need to make it clear that we still feel that this is a safe environment for the small number of students who are going to be attending school. We are still adhering to all the guidelines that we did before lockdown in regards to social distancing, face covering, washings of hands, the students being in their own separate bubbles, etc., etc. We have a skeleton staff on site to support those students, but the rest of the staff, again, are adhering to the lockdown rules and working from home. We also want to tell you that next week, staff and students who come into school will have that initial testing, and then we will continue to test throughout the term. The details of that will be communicated to the students and staff involved. So, we go back to remote learning. Now, as you know, we are very experienced at that now, and we feel very confident that we are going to offer your son and daughter the best possible diet of remote learning. In fact, we started teaching live lessons this morning, and I know that already these are going well with a high level of attendance. We expect all students to engage in remote learning, and we will be monitoring that and contacting you if you need support enabling that to happen for whatever reason that be it IT or be it something else. It was clear to us during the last lockdown and subsequently in September when we tested the students that those students who engage in online learning make better progress and the catch-up gap is smaller. So it is essential that where at all possible the students engage in online learning and they do everything they can to their ability. We are also in the process of identifying the fact that some students have got resources in school that they need, books, textbooks, exercise books, etc. And we know that they would be much happier if they had access to these. So we're going to try and arrange a day next week when it's possible for students to come in and collect resources so that they continue effectively to work from home. And again, Mrs. Loney will be in contact with you to let you know how that is going to work. We move on, of course, now to the Year 11s and the exam update. And I have a message from Mr. Bichette, which I'm going to read to you. With regard to the summer and autumn exams, it is important to note that the Prime Minister in his statement said, "We recognise that this will mean it's not possible or fair for exams to go ahead this summer as normal. This is not a definitive cancellation of exams. Whatever form of assessments take place, school assessed grades, exams, a mixture of both, Year 11s must continue to fully engage with their learning and produce work to the best of their ability, as the majority have done and are doing. This will put them in the best possible position to either excel at the exams that take place or provide their teachers with all the evidence we need to make fair and reliable centre-assessed gradings." Reports in the media suggest that Sir Gavin Williamson will be making a statement on Wednesday, and hopefully he will clarify things with regard to the exams. We will update you as soon as we have any more information. At this time, again, we are thrown into uncertainty and turbulence, but you need to be assured that here at King's Academy Ringmer, we have all of your son and daughter's best interests at heart, both academically and from a well-being perspective. At the end of this letter, there is a link to some well-being guidance, and of course, we are going to be putting things back up on the website, our well-being guide and our at-home newsletter, which will help us support you with your teaching and learning. The school may be closed for the majority of students, but this does not mean that contact will stop or that we haven't got you in our thoughts all the time. We will correspond to anything that you send to us as quickly as possible, but if you've got any serious concerns, please, in the first instance, contact reception or contact your son or daughter's tutor. I know this is the last place that we wanted to be again in January, but I have such confidence in the staff and the students, in the way that they're working and the way that they're approaching teaching and learning. I know that we will get through this. Oh, now I sound like Boris Johnson himself, don't I? But we will get through this. Have a happy new year. Thank you so much to so many of you who have taken the time to contact the school and thank us for all that we're doing. I have had some inspirational emails and contact from you, and it is really appreciated. So often people contact you because they have concerns. It is so appreciated that you are sending us your support, so we thank you for that most sincerely. Look, I've even had a card from a family congratulating me on the birth of my grandson. You are such a thoughtful bunch of people, and we are so grateful for your support in the community. I'm going to go back to our weekly newsletter. I hope this newsletter finds you safe and well.